Today, Krista's going to take me through all of the things we need to know about transplanting. Krista, what will you be telling me?
I'm going to tell you why you transplant, why it's important, why you don't just throw one little plant into a great big pot. I'm going to kind of show you how to quickly do it and how to tell when things are ready to transplant.
There's just one thing. This is hydroponics, Krista.
Yes, it is.
What is this?
That is a grower's mix. It's peat, perlite, lime.
So it's not soil.
No, it's not.
So
Which
it's
makes this
hydroponics.
technically hydroponics, exactly.
Perfect.
And most people indoors do grow in container gardens. So here we are.
Hydroponics.
Hydroponics.
So what are we going to be transplanting today?
Okay, well, today we're going to transplant. We have some corn, because, you know, we like our corny videos around here. Anyway, we're going to transplant the corn, and I'm going to show you with this guy how you know when it's time to transplant. So here we have a nice big tomato.
Big beef.
Big beef tomato. And you can see it's kind of, you know, nice robust plant. You got some roots coming out the bottom. Pretty telltale sign it's ready to transplant. But if you don't see the roots, what you can do is just sort of put your hand on top of it to keep everything contained. Just slide it back and have a look. And look at that. That's beautifully full of roots. Lovely. So that is ready for the next size up.
So all is what's inside, not so much of the outside.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Often, sometimes you'll see a nice lovely plant on the top, and then when you do that, you've only got a little bit of roots. And that's one of the things that happens when you go too big too fast.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get there. We'll circle back.
Round around.
Yeah. So this guy's ready to transplant. However, he's not the guy I'm going to transplant. I'm going to take one of these corn. Was that proper? With these corn? I don't know.
The corn?
I'm going to take a corn plant.
Yeah.
And I'm going to transplant it here for you right now. So,
I have some size selection.
Nice. Show me. Show me, Jazz.
3 sizes.
That's perfect. So this is a good sort of succession with this one in there as well. So that's what I would do ideally. If I could, I would start from this little guy here on the counter and go to this one next, and then all the way up into that 6-gallon pot at the end there.
So you mean if I put it in a 6-gallon pot, it won't become a 6-gallon plant straight from the get-go?
Well, see, it will. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. You could get away with it. Some people do. But what can happen is if you take a little plant like this guy right here, and we take a look at his roots. See, I would, in an ideal world, I'd let this guy have a little bit more time in that pot. Because, you know, you can see the difference between this and that tomato. The tomato had a whole lot more roots going on. And what this says to me, actually, if you want to come back on this here for a sec, we've got nice roots here, less roots over here. This says to me that watering's been a little bit uneven in this pot. We've had more water over here, less water over here.
The telltale sign of the roots.
Exactly. So if you took this and you plunked it into a great big pot, it has got to try and fill this whole thing with roots.
Oy vey.
And it is bizarre to me. I don't know how they do it, but they kind of sense that they're in too big a pot and it stresses them out more.
Okay.
And then you go and you're like, oh, my poor plant, it needs some water. So you water it. And you follow the instructions you've been given and you water it until you're getting water coming out the bottom. Very good. However, this doesn't have the same kind of drainage that the ground has. Eventually, the ground, it'll all just run away and the roots will go and they'll chase that water. But in a container, no, it doesn't happen,
Sitting
Jazz.
in the saucer, it's soaking up.
Right.
Oh.
So all of this under here, where there's no roots, stays wet.
Root rot.
Root rot.
No
Horrible.
bueno.
No bueno. No bueno. So you end up, opening the door for root rot. You also end up in a situation where most plants aren't going to bother developing roots because they'll grow to where it stays nice and wet, and they'll just sort of take it from there. Like if everything they need is being brought to them, they're not going to bother going to find it. So you end up with just wet soil, no root development, what appears to be a healthy plant until it starts trying to set fruit and flower. And then everything goes very south very fast. So that's why we transplant. It just saves so many headaches. So many.
Little stages.
Stages, exactly. So, stage 1, we already have our corn out of its original home. Now we want to move him into his new home. So Jazz, you want to fill this up here for me, probably, I don't know, about 3/4 of the way or so. Some people, myself included, will use coffee filter or something just on the bottom of the pots to keep the dirt contained from coming out the big holes. I also make extra drainage too, because I like things to drain so I don't get that weird, wet, soggy
No one wants that.
No, exactly. There we go.
Oh, wow.
So now you got these nice roots over there. If they're, this doesn't need it so bad, but if they're compacted, you just loosen them up gently a little bit. Set your bad boy down in there.
This new little home.
New little home.
Oh, they grow up so fast.
I know.
Empty nest syndrome.
It's terrible.
Ah.
All right, in they go. Got your mixed feelings all about it, but this guy is going to grow.
He's going to do so well.
It's going to go so well. Grilled corn.
He's going to have a fruitful life.
Fruitful life. Yes.
Yeah. Vegetables, fruits. Same thing.
Same thing, exactly. So you don't compact it too hard. You just let it so, and that's probably full enough. So what this is going to do now when you're watering is won't force all that peat to come over the top, just makes things tidier.
Perfect.
So there you go. There you have a transplanted corn. Now,
this isn't it. I know it's not it.
of course it's not it. So, moving is stressful for everybody.
Ugh,
Corn
your plants included. Oh, or your corn. Either way.
Either way. So we have this here. What's this? What's this, Jazz?
Sea Boost. It's the best product in the world.
Tell us about Sea Boost, Jazz.
You can do anything with it.
Anything.
It's a low-numbered nutrients. It's a nice fertilizer. And I think it's from St. Andrews, Sackville, Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Super local, which is awesome. It is liquid seaweed, which is just gold. I have this in my growing pantry all the time. So what this is going to do in this situation is help reduce transplant shock. And this guy is going to start producing roots a lot faster for you and just come around a lot quicker and get growing and be ready for the next size pot a lot faster.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you can use this for so much.
Oh, my God, everything.
Everything. Have a sad plant?
Sea Boost.
Need a little foliar spray?
Sea Boost.
It's gold. Liquid gold.
And it smells kind of minty.
Yeah, and doesn't smell gross.
No.
Little toothpaste.
There you go. All right, so there you have it. We've sort of looked at when to transplant, how to transplant, and why to transplant.
Yeah.
I think you're educated. I think we got this one down.
If we did miss anything, there's a whole comment section. We can try to help you out. You can also ask us on our Instagram, which is Scott's Nursery or Scott's Ponix. And you can ask us on our Facebook, facebook.com/Scott's Nursery.
Like and share. Oh, and subscribe.
Always
That too.
subscribe. Come
Do
on.
that. And don't forget, if you want to have super extra successful transplanting, we have a couple of awesome products you could, thank you. We have a couple of awesome products you could add in. Soil Activator.
Root Rescue.
Both of them really beneficial for roots and growers mix in general, since I'm not going to call this soil. Growers
soil.
mix in general. This is a whole bunch of bacillus bacteria that literally activates your soil. They're going to sort of pre-digest nutrients for your plant and make everybody happy and healthy.
We love happy and healthy plants.
Yes, we do. This here is mycorrhizae, I don't know, a little fuzzy on my Latin.
Tomato.
Right. Funny I should choose fuzzy because that's what this is going to do for your roots. It colonizes the roots, makes their reach a little better. Awesome for plants that are going to end up in the ground as well, and also really, really good for helping with water stress in containers. So the two of these together buy you a whole bunch of insurance and really happy roots, happy plant.
Exactly. Also, don't forget, scottsnursery.tv.